free agency losers. Sean, who you got losing this free agency?
Let me see here. Let me see.
Because I'll tell you right now who definitely lost.
Go ahead.
The Minnesota Vikings. They did nothing. They tried to go after Alshon Jeffrey, but Jeffrey said, "Fuck you guys. I'm not going over there. I'm going to go down to Philly and play."
They don't even have a quarterback. They have Sam Bradford.
What are you doing, Minnesota?
Yeah.
Their fans are pissed right now. Trust me.
Oh, I would be too. Yeah, I say Minnesota's up there. They didn't really make any moves. Another one, I wrote down the Saints, but that's just because of right now the trade. But it's hard to say. That's not really a free agency loser because that's more of a trade, right? But I didn't really like the Bears. I know you kind of like the Bears moves. That's another team I thought were losers. I just felt like they could have gotten a little bit more talent-wise. They didn't get a good, solid offensive weapon to help. Besides, I know they got Wheaton, but Bears, I feel like they need to get another big-time receiver. And there was a few out there, good potential receivers.
They weren't going to replace Kevin White or Cameron Meredith. Those guys are beasts.
Oh, no.
Especially Meredith. I like Meredith more than I like Kevin White just because he's been there.
I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying, Alshon Jeffrey is a great player. And I felt like they need to bring in another player to make up for that. And Wheaton, I don't think that he's too big of a question mark to me.
If we could have pulled off Cooks, we would have gave it a... No, never mind. Let's see. Another loser.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers. They were losers in this free agency.
Well, I wouldn't say that. They got Martellus Bennett.
No, fuck that. They're losers. Because you know who else is pissed off about this? You know who else calls them losers? Aaron Rodgers. He's pissed off right now. He's seeing what everybody else is doing, and he called out the Green Bay front office. He said, "What are you guys doing? We need a lot of help. Green Bay is going to fucking suck next year. They need help on defense. They need help on offense.
Yeah.
They need all kinds of fucking help,
true.
especially with their offensive line. And who's the running back?
Yep.
Eddie Lacy, maybe if he goes with nobody
He's
else and they have no other option.
I think he's going to visit Minnesota.
Yeah, Seattle,
and then he's going to go back to the Packers and see what they can offer him.
So, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is not happy right now.
Oh, I bet. And you know what? I will say this. Another loser that I had in mind are my Cowboys. I feel like they didn't really make a lot of moves. They did sign just recently Nolan Carroll, the cornerback from the Eagles. And also they did bring back Terrence Williams. But besides that, they haven't really made a lot of moves. I know they've been in talks about the trade with Romo, but there hasn't been a lot of moves. I feel like we could be put in there as losers too. I don't feel like we've done a lot.
There's nothing you really could do. You guys have one of the bottom cap spaces. You guys only got
I think
$7
once
million.
we trade or release Romo, we'd have had a lot more, right? And I look at it like this: I look at the Giants, I look at the Eagles, and the Redskins, not so much, but but the Giants and Eagles have improved so much.
Are you scared of the Eagles?
I'm like, we do. We need to keep up. Our defense wasn't our defense did pretty good last year, but that was because our run game really helped them. So we need our defense to get better to help out our offense now. But I don't know. Another team is, I kind of just mentioned them, is the Redskins because they've just I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
If you weren't going to say it, I was.
I feel bad for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins doesn't want to be there anymore.
First time
that whole team is done.
First time an NFL team has lost two 1,000-yard receivers at the same time.
Yeah.
They signed Terrell Pryor, but
Deshaun Jackson.
You're not putting yourselves in a good spot there. And then there's the whole fiasco with them firing their GM and what's going on there.
That's another video.
And who the fuck knows? These guys are imploding in the offseason, so they are fucking losers.
I think they're probably my number one loser. I don't think they gained really any talent besides Terrell Pryor, but I wouldn't really put them up there in talent wise. So I think they've lost so much, and they've lost their offensive coordinator, their GM, like you already said. The Redskins are just a whole total mess. They're a hot mess.
Here's another loser for you. The Cincinnati Bengals, I think, were losers in this free agency.
They didn't make any moves.
And you know what? That's pretty fucking pathetic because they need offensive line help. And look at look at Ricky Wagner, the two guys that the fucking Cleveland Browns just signed. They're seeing all and they lost, I think, one of their guys just as of the day of this recording. So what are they doing? They need offensive line help, and they're seeing all these other guys get signed. What are you doing? It's not like they don't have cap space.
It's gonna be tough. Bengals. I think they do have some contracts coming up, and I think that might be why. So it's tough. It's tough because last year in free agency they almost lost a few players, and they had to sign some of them to some extensions. So
I'll tell you one thing: fantasy football, you don't think you want to draft Andy Dalton or those running backs because their offensive line is going to be shit.
I'll still take AJ Green. I'll take him.
I'll take AJ Green. He's gonna do what he's do. But that offensive line's gonna be shit next year.
Yep.
So, those are our losers. Sean's biggest loser is the Redskins. My biggest loser is probably going to be the Vikings or Packers. I think I'm leaning towards more of the Vikings.
Josh, I want to say this. It's kind of funny that we picked our own division rivals as losers.
Oh, that's a coincidence.
You think we're biased? Are we biased, Josh? I don't know.
Those are some shit teams right there.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys think about our picks for free agency losers. Who do you guys have losing this free agency? Did we miss something? Let us know in the comments below.
Yep.
Our videos.
And also, if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe.
Yes, please do so.
Do it.
Now.
What he said.